Specifically, you've stated that you would maintain all the green spaces Howell has to offer. How would you pay for that space? I'm sorry, how would you pay for that since property owners have a right to use their property as it is zoned? And the questioner also asks, would this involve your use of eminent domain?
I'm not sure I ever said I preserve all the green space in Howell. I have a high opinion of myself, but I'm not quite that high. I think if I were the queen of the universe, I'd wave a wand and save it all, because to me there's nothing more important than the green space for my soul. I think it's important. I'd hate to see Howell get paved over. But more than that, there's economic benefit to it as well. And you know, the rateable chase is a myth. It does not bring money to the community. So why would we want to tear down every tree and uproot every piece of grass? It doesn't cut, there's no economic benefit, and the intangible benefits are so great from having the green space. So yeah, I'd love to save every piece. I tell you what, I would work as hard as I can to save any piece that I can when I'm on the council, because there's nothing more important to me. That for me is the thing. I was telling a reporter the other day, when I first came here, the realtors that my husband's company set us up with took me all up and down the coast, up and down Rumson and up Red Bank, I don't know, up and down the coast anyway. And they kept saying, isn't it lovely, isn't it lovely? And I was thinking, no, I feel like I'm smushed in. I feel like I can't breathe. And then I got to Howell and I said, I can breathe here. I can breathe here. This is the place that I want to stay and raise my family. I can breathe here. And I want to preserve it if I can for all of y'all, for your children, for your grandchildren. I want everybody to be able to breathe here. And I sure would love to save every green space, because development does not help economically. Your taxes will not go down. It's going to cost you more.
Thank you. Mr. Bowen?
If we're only trying to attract ratables so we can continue to pay the salaries with the guaranteed increases and the fully absorbed cost of health insurance, then what are we doing? It's like somebody with an empty oil tank burning the furniture to keep warm. But there was an allusion earlier about what are we going to do about the traffic problems on Route 9. Those problems are insoluble. It's region-wide, it's not just local. But we can't think that we're going to bring more development and more tax money and still not have to put up with the aggravation of kids sitting in traffic. You can't have both.
Anyone else want to comment on the green spaces, eminent domain issue?
Green space is top of my list. We all came to Howell and wanted to make sure it stayed green. As I've said before, what is most important is that, given we don't have the money currently, is that we are able to get the money from outside sources, that we're able to look for state and county grants in order to attract get the money to buy open spaces and make it green. There is probably nobody sitting up here or nobody in this room that wants to see Howell Township paved. And I'm sure that we all can agree that that is got to be first on our list of things to do. The environmental resource inventory that was recently done is, I think, one of the most valuable documents to Howell Township. The planning board had this report given to us, as well as given to a number of different agencies. It's a very detailed report. And what we know is that in order to make sure the health safety of our citizens is maintained, so we have to keep it green, we have to make sure our groundwater is clean, and we have to look at this as a snapshot of what Howell Township is today, make sure that we protect the environment by doing all that we can. Mr. Walsh?
I would love to preserve every single piece of land that's left in Howell Township. Bottom line is we don't have $300–400 million. Where's it going to come from? I mean, we are going to have to make some tough choices. I keep on telling you we're on the siege economically, and we are. We all know that our gas prices are up more than 3-4%, our heating prices are up more than 3-4%, milk prices are up more than 3-4%. I mean, but how much is our income up? I wish it was so simple, as Mr. Bowler would like, and I know what you mean, Russ. I'm not saying anything bad, but what are we going to do? Tell teachers, you're capped today at $90,000, you can never make another penny more. Doesn't work that way. We all know it. I mean, we have to come to a solution together. Everybody wants tax relief put off of somebody else's back. We have to come to some kind of solution that's good for all. I'm very simple when it comes to what I'd like to see happen. I'd like to see it stay as green as possible on the inside. And yes, we could use some better ratables on our highway, not just for the money, but it helps our businesses. It gives us easier access to go shopping and do other things. And I don't think it's the end all. I never said it's the solution to everything. It is not. I know I was raised in Manhattan with beautiful farmland. I know Millhurst Road, from Tennant Road down into Millstone, was one of the most beautiful 4 or 5 mile drives you ever saw in your life, with one horse farm after the next. I drive that stretch of land sometimes now and cry when I go see my mother. Because there's 23 developments in that 4 mile stretch right now that used to be beautiful farmland. I love driving down 547, seeing the farms, driving out Victory Road. I mean, I'd like to keep Howell as green as possible on the inside. And I would put on a referendum to see if the taxpayers would like to put more money towards providing open space.
Thank you.